Hey guys. So today, this episode is probably going to be really, really short because I really just more or less want to propose an idea to you, a way of thinking. And it's funny because I've been really battling with adopting a new paradigm, a new belief system, so to speak, that to me feels incredibly liberating and freeing. Just really honestly, I feel so intuitively and so innately that it is really how, it's really what we are entitled to. And it is really how we are, I don't want to say supposed to be living our life because there are some of us who may feel differently, but it really is how I feel that we can live our lives. And so I just want to invite you to kind of go on an adventure with me. I want you to go on an adventure that basically looks where you essentially create in your mind the most freeing, joyful, easy representation of what your life would look like. And that can include everything from where you're living to what you're eating to, how many kids you want to have. I mean, just everything. So just take a moment and close your eyes. I know. I know. And if you can't close your eyes, maybe just look at the ground. If you're on the subway or whatever and you're just, look at the ground. Start thinking and visualizing what that looks like to you. What does it look like? Are you living in the city and you're able to take advantage of all that's available? You're able to go to museums and go out to eat with your friends or with your family. You're able to, just really enjoy all that the urban life has to offer you. Or does it look like, you're living in suburbia and just, I'm sorry, I can't really describe that lifestyle because I've never really lived it. But yeah, you just basically being able to do the same thing within that context. Or are you out more in the country? Are you living a more rural life? Do you have a farm? Do you have chickens? And then take that and, choose because there's many, many variations. And honestly, for me to go through them all, it's infinite possibilities. And, this episode would just run on forever and ever and always. So I want you to really think about that. I want you to really think about what that feels like. I want you to think about how often would you travel? What would you honestly do if you knew 100% that your freedom was the most important thing to you and that you were guaranteed that? You were guaranteed your freedom to design the life that you wanted to live for yourself, where you would have financial abundance, where you would have health care, where you would have, whatever, a great education system for yourself or for your children or what have you. Imagine that. Just hold that in your mind's eye. Do you have it? I know you probably do. Because I feel like so many of us have given this so much thought, right? Because how many of us have been going throughout our day doing, those should things, those obligatory things. And we think to ourselves, man, if I just had A, or if I just had B, or if I just had C, all of these, it would just give me so much freedom and I would feel so incredibly liberated. Okay, so let's get there. You're liberated. Now, how does that feel? Like, really think about it. Or don't think about it, feel about it. How does that feel to you? Does it feel natural? Does it feel like duh? Does it fucking turn you on? Are you turned on by it? Does it open your heart center? Does it lift your sacral and your solar plexus? Do you get excited? How does it make you feel? If you knew that you could do anything with your day that you wanted to do, and it was like that on a daily basis, if you had what so many of us basically consider the ultimate freedom, and of course you lived in a country that guaranteed you other types of freedom, how would that feel if you were just a completely free, autonomous human being? Does it feel peaceful? Do you feel like you're already entitled to it? I'm here to tell you that we are entitled to it, which is why we go through our lives wanting it and desiring it so fucking bad. If you really think about it, all of us are fighting for the same two things, which to me is really one thing, because freedom is love. Those two things you could say are love and freedom. But to me, freedom is a byproduct of love, right? So we're all fighting for love, and love in its most purest form is liberation. It's freedom, right? So the reason why we are all so internally conflicted, the reason why we feel like that we're always hitting a wall, is because we are going up against our innate state of being. It is because we know so deep down in our souls that we are entitled to be free, to design the life that we want, to live in alignment with our higher self. That journey, that road, that path is what we're all here to navigate. And so, what I want to invite you to do, because I've actually been stepping in for the past like year and a half, but right now in my life, I have been essentially stripped down of all comfort in the traditional pragmatic sense of like how we identify things, like having certain, having jobs that are steady and provide benefits and things like that. I am being stripped down. And to many people, it may appear like I am absolutely fucking crazy because I refuse to compromise my bigger vision. You know, my vision is just that. My vision is to live in freedom and autonomy. That is my vision. And my vision is to help create that in the world. And, one of the ways that I believe that we can do that is obviously focusing on connection with everything. But that is my vision. And so I refuse to compromise who I am around that. I refuse to manipulate. I refuse to play any sort of game. I don't feel like that it's really crazy because I literally feel like that. I feel like that I'm almost at my, I don't want to say purest form and that I'm perfect, because whenever we identify pure, we identify perfect, like with it. And nobody's perfect. I'm not saying that I'm at my purest form in terms like that I'm not sinning or that I'm not, wanting to yell at people or, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that I feel like that I have been, like I'm a reduction, like I'm a balsamic reduction. I feel that I've been reduced down. Like all of the unessential things in my life that aren't in alignment with my higher self has been simmered off, has been boiled off, and that I'm reduced to like almost like the essence of what it is that is like my deepest desire, my deepest, like, what is my purest desire, right? Like, without wanting to manifest the 3D aspect of anything. It's like coming way below that and saying, okay, well, first and foremost, what do you want? And first and foremost, what I want is my fucking freedom. First and foremost, what I want is my freedom so that I can have the ability to serve in the way that I am going to be called to be served. And I feel that anything that gets in the way of that is a block, it's a distraction, it's completely unnecessary. The reason for that is because I believe that when you are in that space of saying, okay, I'm here, I'm as basic as I can be. Now where do you want me to go? When you're in that space is when you can truly move. You really have the ability, the capability to move. Because let's just say, like, let's just face it, when you have a ton of stuff in your way, then you have to kind of, we as humans, we think that we need to figure it out. But seriously, like if you hold that intention for a long time, which is that intention, I have wavered with, you know, definitely. I feel like now I'm able to stand in it more firmer and steady than ever. But I remember I actually set out with this intention probably about 10 or 11 years ago, and I have definitely wavered. Um, and it's interesting because now I feel like I am so boiled down to the essential. And I believe the reason why that is because I held that intention. And so the universe really started moving things out of the way. I said, this is blocking you. This is blocking you. This is becoming a problem. You need to get rid of that. That's not on your path. That's not in alignment with what you're talking about. So I invite you to kind of go on this journey with me if you dare. And if maybe not to the same extent, it's really fucking scary. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. It's really, really fucking scary because I literally feel like that I'm on a cliff and I'm just about to jump off and I have no idea what's on the other side. And mind you, I don't have a lot of safety. There's like no safety. It's just me and the beautiful people that I have in my life that I can call on when I'm fucking completely in doubt. If I were to tell you to do anything, if you wanted to go on this journey, it would be to do that. It would be to start recognizing who in your life is like fucking just unbelievably supportive, who has been there at your worst, and to really look at the relationships that serve you and the ones that don't, and start to kind of, I'm not saying you have to, break ties with them, but just understand. Yeah. So I invite you to go on this adventure with me in whatever degree you feel uncomfortable doing. I was about to say comfortable doing, but how can you honestly do any of this with feeling comfortable? You can't. Don't even try. And I think that that's essentially kind of the point that I'm making here. Desiring, what's so amazing is desiring freedom feels so innately normal to me. I know I'm entitled. I know it's mine. Like I feel like I already own it. I feel like all of us do. I just feel like to some extent we've kind of forgotten and now we need to reclaim it. And so what's really interesting is you have this thing that feels completely fucking natural, like at your core. It's like we like, okay, checking with my intuition. Yep, I know I'm fucking free. But we have been conditioned. Oh my God. Like that's like I mean, I hate even, I'm like, I don't even feel like that word, I don't even feel like that word is heavy enough to describe what it is that we've gone through. But we have been conditioned to think that in order to have that, we are going to be incredibly uncomfortable. And it is uncomfortable because it is not what we have been conditioned. But you have to go through that discomfort to get rid of that conditioning. And then it becomes more and more comfortable, and you just become more and more settled in your knowing. You're like, no, I know. I'm really willing to do this. And I kind of, it's crazy because yeah, there are some days where I'm like, oh my God, what in the fuck am I doing? This is so dangerous on so many levels. But at the same token, I just feel like I'm like, you know what? If I freaking lose everything, at least I fucking tried. At least I went down swinging. And the funny thing is I'm going to be honest, the amount of action that I am exerting is zero. So to say I'm going to go down swinging really isn't it. It's more or less a spiritual battle. It's more or less a discomfort battle. It's more or less a battle with myself, honestly, and what I've been taught to believe. So are you ready? So here's the deal. If in any way you are already participating in this to some degree, if in any way that you feel this way and that you want to step out, but you're fucking scared as shit and you need some type of support, email me, connectedpodcast.us@gmail.com. Email me and I will email you back whatever you email me. So there's that. In addition, if you're willing, I would love to share what it is that you're doing, how it is that you are reclaiming your freedom, how it is that you are stepping completely out of your fucking comfort zone. Because I'm going to tell you for sure that the most beneficial thing that has been throughout this entire process for me is the support system that I've had. The people that have told me when I'm like, am I fucking crazy? Am I fucking crazy to be doing this? It is the people that I have called and I have said that to, and they have said, no, absolutely not. Hold your fucking intention. Because when you hold an intention for so long, it does take time for the universe to respond to you. It does, because most likely you are still blocking because you have fear, because you have resistance, because you have doubt. And it takes time to work through all of that. Understand that. Give yourself compassion for that. And let that be a journey in and of itself. But understand that the universe will rise and it will present you with a gift. It will. It has no other choice but to. Though, like, that is what I've been told by my support group of people that are in my life that are just amazing. And they're like, no, we know better. You know better. This is just doubt rising up in you because you're coming down the funnel. And what happens is that funnel, it narrows, you guys. It really, like, you start to feel the pressure, especially like if you're going up against like some type of time where, I mean, how many of us have worked a job, or even if it was like contractual, or have worked on a project and we start to see that project coming to an end. And for those of us that are freelancers or that own our own business, we know it's like when you see that project come to an end, you're like, where is my next source of income going to come from? And you start feeling the pressure. And so you start to have doubt. And so it is at that time that it is just so crucial to have a support system that understands what you are trying to accomplish, what it is that you hold so fucking true. Because at the end of the day, our truth is our identity. Doesn't that feel like so fucking good? Think about what it would be like to align with that. The reason why that feels so good to like say and to think about is because that is our path. Our path is to align those two things. Our path is to align our truth with and to make it one. Our truth is our identity. So that's my invite. Oh man, exciting, right? I don't know. I feel like such a rebel. I love it. Okay, guys. Well, I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to going on this little journey with you. And even if you're not, even if you're not ready, like that's okay too. But I would love it. I of course would love it if you were. I just think that it's so rewarding, and so I would love to see another person experience that because I feel like it's such a gift. But anyway. I'm going to wrap that up there. Again, feel free to email me at connectedpodcast.us or at gmail.com. And thank you for listening.